Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Belmont Park here on Sunday. It is September the 22nd, 2019. I'm going to look at the stakes races on the program from Belmont, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for more selections for race courses around the world. I mean around the world. So let's get to the stakes action. We're going to look at races 3, 7, and 9. It's races 3, 7, and 9 from Belmont. The third race feature of the afternoon, it's the Grade 2 Gallant Bloom Handicap. It's going for a purse of $300,000, race for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upwards. 5 horses are going to the post, distance of ground of 1,300 meters, with a distance of ground of 6.5 furlongs on that main track. 1,300 meters, 6.5 furlongs here in the Gallant Bloom. Kind of local prep race, I guess, for the Breeze Cup Filly Mare Sprint coming up in about 5 or so weeks' time. But the top selection here, I think the favorite's going to walk home. That's going to be a 3-horse Come Dancing, my top selection. I'm going to go 3-1-5-4 in the superfecta, though. 3-1-5-4 super, but a top selection, the single and the multis, would be the 3-horse Come Dancing. A 5-year-old mare by Malibu Moon. Carlos Martin trains. Javier Castellano gets to mount. The horse's most recent outing came on Travers Day at Saratoga. 7 furlongs in the Grade 1 Ballerina, and the horse walked home winning by 3.5 lengths there. The horse stalked early on after not the best beginnings, but, recovered nicely, got the lead in the stretch, and then she just took off clear, earning herself a 96 fire. It was a very good run there. Before then, the Hodgkin Phipps here at Belmont, mile 16, June the 8th, drowning the horse, I just don't think was the proper thing. She finished second by 3.5 lengths. Also, she placed behind Midnight Bisou, who was probably going to win the best filly in the country. But this horse stalked, but then she just, didn't break all that well, and then she just kind of hit the wall to Midnight Bisou. But her last 2 starts, she didn't break all that well. Hopefully she doesn't continue that today. And then before that, back here at Belmont, going a mile in the ruffian on the slop, she won by 6.25 lengths, and she just kept going. A very good race at 30 cents a dollar. She likes running here at Belmont, 4-2 on the surface. Everything points to her here today, so let's take her. Also, she likes to do sprinting trip. But to recap my selections for the third from Belmont, it's the Grade 2 Gallant Bloom Handicap. Let's take the 3-horse Come Dancing. We'll go 3-1-5-4 in the superfecta. So we're going to scroll over to race number 7 now from Belmont, which is the Ashley T. Cole Stakes, going for a purse of $125,000, race for 3-year-olds and upwards, New York breds here. We have a field of 8 horses, but the one horse is a main track only, so we'll be down to a field of 7. Going to the inner turf course, the distance of ground here of 1,800 meters, if you want to go by that, or the distance of ground, 1.1 miles on the inner turf course, 1 mile 1/8 here. And this is a very good race. My top selection, I'm going to go with the 5-horse Voodoo Song. I'm going to go 5-3-7-8 in the superfecta. 5-3-7-8 super. Top selection, the 5-horse Voodoo Song. 5-year-old horse by English Channel. Linda Rice trains. Jose Lascano gets to mount. This horse has been, the past few races haven't been that good, but she's, I think he's sitting on a good race. His most recent out in the Lure at Saratoga, mile 16th inner turf course, 3rd of August. The horse finished 7 by 7 lengths. Set the pace early on, but then this horse just crumbled and just couldn't get into it at the end. It wasn't the day to win. Before that, again to Saratoga, 1 mile in the Forbidden Apple, a 5-1. Again, the horse finished 8th by 5.25 lengths and wasn't on the lead. This horse does the better running on the lead. Didn't get to the front end, just hit the wall there. And then they ran the horse in Shadwell Turf Mile at Keeneland last year. Setting the heights just a little bit too high. The horse finished 12th, beating 1 horse home. Set the pace early on, but couldn't recover. This horse loves Saratoga. He was nearly undefeated at Saratoga up until this year, or excuse me, late last year, when he lost to Bernard Baruch. After that, he kind of fell off the map, but his last win in the 4-star Dave of 2018 was very nicely on the front end, and then won the Forbidden Apple here at Belmont, the Widener last year. He's the kind of horse he needs to lead by himself. There's not a lot of pace in this one today, which I think will suit him, and just keep in mind also, the inner turf course here at Belmont plays towards speed, especially when the rails are out, like they are going to be today, I believe, at 18 feet. When the rails are out, the speed's going to hold up. I think he might just, set some pedestrian fractions on the front end and not get caught. At 6-1, I think he's great value here. Do I think you're going to get 6-1 at post time? Probably not. I think he's going to bend to the ground. But, we could pray a little bit if you want to, if you believe in that. But so to recap my selections now for the 7th from Belmont, Ashley T. Cole. Going to go with the 5-horse Voodoo Song. We'll go five 5378 in the superfecta. I don't know why the hell I just used an orange pen to write down everything because I can't see it, but we're gonna go 5378 in the superfecta. Hopefully I got those numbers right. So now we're gonna head over to race number 9 from Belmont, the 9th race from Belmont. It is the John Hettinger Stakes. It's going for a purse of $125,000. Race for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upwards. Again, New York breds here. Field of 12 horses. The 10 and 11 are main track only, so 10 will go to the inner turf course. The distance of ground of 1,800 meters again, or the distance of ground of 1 mile and 1/8 on that inner turf course. 1 mile 1/8 here. The top selection, I'm going to go with the number 3 horse here. The 3 horse Giant Zinger will go 3692 in the superfecta. 3692 super. Top selection 3 horse Giant Zinger, 4 followed by Giant's Causeway. Belmont trains. Rajiv Marag, who's having a little bit of a subpar Belmont meeting, gets to mount up. Rajiv Marag so far is 31-1 here. But I think he can get off get a second victory of the season with this one. The source is most races now to keep 28th of July at Saratoga. Mile 3/8 on the inner turf course, and option 25 claimer. And the horse finished 4th by half length. Set the pace early on, but then in the stretch just didn't stay that mile 3/8. Kind of hit the wall at the end. It wasn't the day to win, but ran well early on. Before that, Saratoga, mile 1/8 on yield and going. Inner turf course, option 40 claimer. The horse finished 3rd by 1/2 lengths. Again, stalked early on. A little bit of a turn of foot. I thought the horse ran decently that day, and then before that, at Belmont, monoquarter inner turf course in the Grade 2 New York, the horse finished 7 by 7.5 lengths, stalked early on, or set the pace early on, but then she just got kind of overtaken by the better horses. The horse hasn't won since a Stateburn Lounge race at Saratoga last summer, 20th of July, going a mile 16th inner turf course, where the horse won by nose, closing up from the backpack from a horrible post draw. This horse won massively, but since then she just couldn't get into it. They took this horse to some tougher races, like she ran the Orchid and the Sheepshead Bay in the New York. Those are tough races. She wasn't doing a lot there. But she's stepping down class to New York breds. You know, she's got on the inner turf course, which could play towards speed, which is good. Inside post draw at 12-1, I think she's sitting on a good run. Let's get her back to her winning ways. So to recap my selection for the 9th from Belmont, so John Hettinger Stakes, going to go with the 3 horse Giant Zinger. Will go 3692 in the superfecta. So good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKit5.